So we take a hair tie of this size and two yarn colors. For this project I'm using the 50% cotton and 50% acrylic yarn. In fact, I made this scrunchie with the same yarn, but for this one I'll use predominantly the blue, and then for the edging I'll use the yellow one. So now we make a slip knot. So we twist the yarn like this, and then we take this one over the other and make a slip knot like this. And by the way, I'm using a 4 mm crochet hook. This is a size 2 weight yarn. So now that we made a slip knot, we take the hair tie and make single crochets around it like you would for your regular scrunchie. Make them really tight, as in closer to each other, so that you can accommodate more number of single crochets around this hair tie, which gives you scope for a bigger scrunchie. So make single crochets really close to each other like this. I'll get back to you once I finish the entire round, as in once I cover the entire hair tie with this single crochet stitches. I'll get back to you and I'll show you the next step. So after crocheting single crochet around the hair tie like this, we slip stitch into the first single crochet and then we chain one. So for the first row we make two double crochets into each of the single crochet. So we start off from the stitch where we slip stitched into. So we make two double crochets into each of the single crochet from the previous row. I will see you once I finish the round. So after finishing the first row where we've done two double crochet stitches into each of the single crochet from the first row, we slip stitch into the first double crochet and then we chain one. So for the second row we chain one again and start with a double crochet stitch into the first double crochet stitch from the previous row. This is the first double crochet stitch. So now we chain two. And skip one stitch, and into the third stitch we make a double crochet stitch. See, we chain two and we skip a stitch, and into the third stitch we make a double crochet, and again we chain two and we skip a stitch, and into the following stitch we make a double crochet, chain two, skip one, chain two, skip one, double crochet, and then we chain two again, skip one and double crochet. And so we continue this till the end of the row. I'll see you once I'm done with the second row. So I came to the very end of the row where I was left with one double crochet stitch in the last stitch from the previous row, and now we slip stitch into the first double crochet stitch and then we chain 1, and then we chain 1. So for the third row, we start with a single crochet, double crochet into the first double crochet stitch where we've slip stitched into the same stitch we make a double crochet stitch, and now we make 2 double crochet into the chain 2 space. This is the chain 2 space. We make 2 double crochet stitches. After making the 2 double crochet stitch into the chain 2 space, we chain 1, and then we make 2 double crochets into the next chain 2 space. After 2 double crochet, chain 1 and another 2 double crochet stitch into the chain 2 space, and then we chain 1 and then 2 double crochets again. So we continue this till the end of the row, and this is the pattern we are going for. So I'll see you once I reach the very end of the row here. So at the end of the row, after making 2 double crochet stitches into the last chain 2 space, we chain 1 and slip stitch into the first double crochet stitch. So we repeat the row 2 and 3 multiple times until the project becomes your desired size, as in I've repeated the rows here 1 2 3 4 times, as in repeated the 2 rows twice, and this is the length of the scrunchie that I got. So while I made another scrunchie with the same design, but I repeated it multiple times, as in 1 2 3 4 times. So this is the size of the scrunchie. This is slightly bigger, as you can see. Depending upon the size you want, you can repeat the rows as many number of times. I want this scrunchie to be this size, so I will be working 2 more rows of this repeat stitch. I'm somewhere here, so I will make R2 and R3 again, and then I will come back and I will show you how we do this final edging, that is the picot stitch. So we slip stitch into the first double crochet, chain 1 and chain 1 again, which is chain 2 in total. So we start off with 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and now we make chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space. We start off with a double crochet, chain 2, and then double crochet into the chain 1 space, and then chain 2 again, and double crochet into the chain 2 space, and chain 2 and double crochet into the chain 1 space. So this is the row 2 that we are doing again. So we repeat row 2 and row 3 one more time, and then I will come back and I will show you this row as in the picot stitch. I'll see you. So I've reached the desired length, as in the size of the scrunchie. So here I slightly tweaked, as in I repeated row 2 and 3 one more time, and I added 1 row of row 2 here, which means I finished the project with row 2 instead of row 3. So this is the first row of 2 double crochet stitches into each of the single crochet stitch, and then double crochet, chain 2 double crochet, which is R2. R3 is 2 double crochet stitches into the chain 2 space. So I repeated these 2 rows again and finished the row with R2 stitch here. So now we are going to make the edging for the scrunchie, which is the picot stitch. For that we need to change the color of the yarn. So now we attach this contrast color. We slip stitch into the first double crochet with the contrast color and chain 1, and we pull the yarn from behind to slightly tighten it. And now we start off by making a slip stitch into the first chain 2 space, and then we do a chain 1, and now into the double crochet stitch we make a single crochet, and then we do a chain 3, 1 2 3, and once you do the chain 3 we insert the hook into the front loop and the third loop of the single crochet, and we make a slip stitch. And this is how your picot stitch will look. And now into this next chain 2 space we make a slip stitch and chain 1, and then into the double crochet stitch we make a single crochet and then chain 3, and now into the front loop and the third loop we make a slip stitch. Again slip stitch, chain 1, single crochet, chain 3, and then a picot stitch. All of this will make sense at the very end. I'll come back once I finish the entire row. So I finished the entire row. After making the final slip stitch, we slip stitch into the first one from the same row, and then we chain 1 and snip the yarn. And now we weave in all these ends. So this is the final scrunchie. It is quite similar to this one. It is slightly big in size. And this one. Yeah, so this is how you crochet the scrunchie. If you have any doubts or questions, please comment down below. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you.